All stories have a beginning, and the GAFF story begins with a question and a challenge. Fidel Alvarez's uncle asked him to find something better than rubber when he was already a student of chemical engineering. At that time, the suspension rubbers lasted a week, and when they came back from a trip, they had to change them. When he graduated, he already knew the answer. The first parts that were manufactured lasted up to 3 months. He started the business with his uncle, Don Fidel Venegas. He put the money and Engineer Alvarez put the knowledge. That's why GAFF stands for Automotive Rubbers Fidel and Fidel. Polymer innovation was so important that I found barriers in its commercialization from the beginning. When GAFF was introduced in the market, car workshops and spare parts shops considered GAFF's price exaggerated because they did not know the benefits of the product and this segment of the market. I believed that rubber was the best and only option for the spare of auto transport parts. Then GAFF began to innovate also in the commercialization of the product, approaching directly to the fleets. Engineer Lucy says that they turned to see the expensive fleets and began to do an arduous job. Technically, they began to sell the benefits of the product, of a high performance, quality, and higher profits compared to rubber, a unique product on the market. Then GAFF did what no one else had done. Product samples were delivered to truck fleets, including ADO, to test the advantages and benefits of GAFF products. Engineer Fidel mentions that samples were placed in the southern terminal of Mexico City, in Pullman de Morelos, through Engineer Gomez, who introduced the brand in that company. Pullman de Morelos division thus became the first GAFF customer to place its first order in 1986. In 1989, GAFF's commercial success in the freight transport market was so important that it generated its first line bushing for Kenworth D800 and D600 suspensions. By the middle of that year, GAFF had a significant growth, then acquired its first lathe, and is presented at Expo K in Dusseldorf, Germany. This is where GAFF makes its way as an international company. At the end of the same year, GAFF settles in its current headquarters. In Cuautitlán Izcalli, the shock empowered its production and commercialization. During 1992, GAFF was present at exhibitions in the United States and Europe, benefiting national and international market penetration. By 1994, the Free Trade Agreement came into force, and GAFF took the opportunity to become one of the first Mexican companies to participate. At the end of that same year, there was a very strong economic crisis in Mexico, and GAFF maintained a bold attitude, demonstrating its commitment to its customers in the face of this adverse situation. They say that we have a devaluation, but we in the GAFF group have decided not to participate in it. Exact words of Engineer Lucy. In order to counteract the effects, GAFF creates the first service center in 1995. Formerly called Servi GAFF, located in Gustavo Vaz, Taliplanta, Mexico, being this the first cornerstone of the 31 service centers and distributors throughout the Mexican Republic. In 1996, GAFF is positioned as a brand of high engineering, identified in the market once again with its emblematic orange color. At GAFF, we are a state of mind of continuous innovation, service, and dedication. Thanks to our 30 years of experience and incessant research, production, and marketing, we are the best brand of highly engineered polymers in Mexico. Thank you for letting us walk the road with you. We will be working for you as an organization and as people for what began 30 years ago. Be more innovative, more solid, more important. Why is that? Because we are GAFF. We are innovation for the road.